Hey everyone, welcome to Earl's podcast where creativity meets conversation. I am your host Earl. With each episode, we dive into the fascinating worlds of critics and truth. Whether you are a seasoned enthusiast or just curious, join us as we explore the invisible hand that holds the media that Marcos Jr. holds, and how that hand propelled him in becoming the President of the Philippines. Get ready for insightful discussions and a dash of inspiration. Subscribe now and embark on this exciting journey with us. To start, let us look back on the 2022 presidential elections wherein disinformation was at its height. Um, Disinformation that particularly favored Marcos's faction. The Marcos family in general has long prepared to create a propaganda that would clear up the family's name. This information helped Marcos Jr. in winning the 2022 presidential elections. But how? It's simple, by appealing to the masses. See, the disinformation they were spreading was to victimize themselves, making the Marcos family seem like the losers and its enemies the bully. And with the ongoing education crisis in the Philippines, it is easy to ponder that numerous Filipinos fell for this disgusting tactic. In addition, it was also during the pandemic era, where online activities were the norm. People who are not aware of what is fake and what is true are vulnerable to these kinds of trickery. It is hypocrisy at its finest when in June 2023, he spoke at the ICIC about his plans on launching an awareness about media and information literacy. There, he stated that fake news has no place in modern society. Further, he also added that his family too was a victim of such news. Well, this is because Filipinos are known for being empathetic, and the Marcoses used this to appeal to the hearts of misinformed people. Therefore, Marcos Jr. is a benefactor of this misinformation and disinformation. Now, the media is such a powerful thing. This so-called fourth estate in a democratic country alongside executive, judicial, and legislative estates is like a sharp knife, dangerous if left with the wrong user. However, if used right, it can be an instrument or a tool for a much more convenient activity. If there's one thing Marcos Jr. got right, it is that the media shapes public opinion. He reiterated at the 50th anniversary of the kapisanan ng mga broadcaster ng Pilipinas in April how fake news sprouted from a simple mistaken information. How fast news spreads, be it factual or not. So, it seems like a clowny thing coming from a person like him who uses disinformation for personal gains. It is also close to being an insult when Marcos Jr. said that his government is committed to ensuring transparency when he is literally unapproachable during the times when information about him is necessary. It is again hypocrisy when a person's action does not reflect his words. He neglects his duty to the Filipino people whose constitutional right as a citizen of a democratic country is to be informed of what is going on in and outside the country. In addition to this is red tagging, a horrible concept during the time of Marcos Sr., Rodi Duterte, and Marcos Jr. It is still prevalent and even more heightened in Marcos Jr.'s first year in office. For those who do not know, red tagging refers to the act of labeling individuals or groups as communist rebels or sympathizers without proper evidence. It often involves stigmatizing, harassing, or targeting them, leading to potential human rights abuses and threats to their safety. Contradictory to his previous words that his government would serve and protect the right of the media, when statistics shows that a year of his term was more dreadful than any of Duterte's years during his term. According to CMFR, 75 attacks on media from June 2022 and April 2022 shows a bloody road for media personnels. An inhumane display of abuse of power, ruthless effort to hide truths, and a slow degrading country because of rights unserved. And now, Ray Blanco, Percival Mabasa, and Crescenciano Bundukin, journalists who lost their lives under Marcos. However, their deaths were not met with proper justice, as the people guilty of doing this to them are still there, enjoying the benefits of having connections in this purely corrupted country. What is more disgusting is that these people are people who paid an oath to serve and protect. These people are oath breakers. Justice should be made upon these kinds of people who blatantly and vociferously insult our Constitution and our rights. Justice that can only be reached if proper arrests are made, with disregard to connections as it properly should be. As people indulging in power that bends law itself, it seems like imprisoning someone, particularly people who write papers of criticism, are being picked out one by one. Though still unreasonable, journalists are still being attacked legally. Not that they are criminals, but they are being criminalized. These unreasonable journalists' arrests follow a certain pattern. A rehearsed pattern, if one would say. First, a search warrant, second, a raid, and then the third, police find explosives. How unfortunate it is to live in a country wherein if you try to protect its democratic rights, you are subjected to punishment beyond unreasonable doubt. Now, another plan has come in. The accreditation of vloggers to the Malacanang Palace, which in itself is a noble thing to do. However, we must take note that this would produce biased and unfair reporting. A reporting of news favoring Marcos and his government. This would destroy the very meaning of news reporting, to be objective as it can be. Now, if objectivity is nowhere to be found, then news will be something not worth listening into. Now, when all is said and done, the sector who is majorly affected by this conundrum is none other than the sector of humanity itself. The human sector, which is mainly composed of us, the citizens. See, it is our constitutional rights to be informed of up-to-date information. Also mentioning that this information should also be factual, objective, and necessary. Now, as a solution, I would like to recommend that the government should further enhance its platforms in creating a healthier media and information literary ecosystem, one in which fake news cannot prosper. And to us, consumers of this news, we must always judge whether the information is factual or not. Because in the end, nobody is going to judge things for us. We are educated so we could judge for ourselves. That is all, my dear listeners. Thanks for being a part of today's podcast journey. If you enjoyed our conversation, make sure to subscribe, leave a rating, and share it with your fellow explorers. For updates and behind-the-scenes content, follow us on our social media accounts. Your support keeps the podcast going. Remember, the adventure doesn't end here. Keep learning, stay curious, and we'll catch you on the airwaves for the next episode. Until then, take care and keep thriving. Once again, this is Earl's podcast, signing out.